Once upon a time, there lived a kind and hard-working water bearer. Every day, he walked a long distance from a clear stream to his home to bring water for his family. He used a strong wooden pole that rested on his shoulders. At each end of the pole hung a large clay pot. Both pots were used to carry water, but they were not the same. One pot was perfect. It had no cracks. It always held water completely. No matter how long the walk was or how hot the day became, the perfect pot always reached the house full of water. But the other pot was different. It had a long crack on one side. Because of this crack, water slowly leaked out as the water bearer walked. By the time he reached home, the cracked pot was only half full. Every single day this happened. The water bearer would fill both pots at the stream early in the morning. Then he would carefully lift the pole and begin his long walk back home. The perfect pot stayed full, but the cracked pot lost water drop by drop along the way. This routine continued for many days. The perfect pot was very proud of itself. It often thought, "Look at me. I do my job perfectly. I always deliver a full pot of water. I never fail. I am useful and important." The cracked pot, however, felt very different. Each day it felt sad and embarrassed. It thought, "I am broken. I cannot do what I was made to do. I waste water. I disappoint the water." Every time they reached home, the cracked pot noticed how little water it carried compared to the other pot. This made it feel even worse. For 2 years, the cracked pot stayed silent. It watched the water bearer wake up early every morning. It watched him walk under the hot sun, carrying both pots on his shoulders. And every day it saw itself lose water along the path. The cracked pot believed it was the reason the water bearer had to work harder. One morning, while standing near the stream, the cracked pot spoke to the water bearer. "I am ashamed of myself," said the cracked pot. "I want to say sorry to you." The water bearer stopped and listened. The cracked pot continued, "For 2 years, I have only been able to carry half the water. Because of the crack in my side, water leaks out all the way back to your house." The cracked pot paused, then added, "I feel useless. I feel like a failure." The water bearer listened carefully. He said to the cracked pot, "Tomorrow, as we walk back home, I want you to notice something." The cracked pot was confused but agreed. The next morning, the water bearer filled both pots with water as usual. He lifted the pole and began walking home. As they walked, the cracked pot did what it always did. Water leaked from its crack, dripping onto the ground. But this time, the cracked pot paid attention to its surroundings. It noticed something new. On its side of the path, there were many beautiful flowers. The cracked pot was surprised. Then it looked to the side of the perfect pot. That side was dry and empty. There were no flowers. When they reached home, the water bearer spoke gently. "Did you notice the flowers on your side of the path?" he asked. "Yes," replied the cracked pot. "They are beautiful, but I do not understand." The water bearer smiled again. "You see," he said, "I have always known about your crack. It was never a secret to me." The cracked pot felt nervous. The water bearer continued, "Because I knew about your crack, I planted flower seeds on your side of the path." The cracked pot was silent. "And every day," the water bearer said, "as we walked home, the water that leaked from you watered those seeds." The cracked pot began to understand. "For 2 years," said the water bearer, "you have watered those flowers. Because of you, they grew strong and beautiful. Every day, I pick these flowers and decorate my home with them." The water bearer looked at the cracked pot with warmth. Without you being exactly the way you are, he said, there would be no flowers. There would be no beauty along the path. Your crack is not a failure. It is a gift. The cracked pot felt something new inside. For the first time in 2 years, it did not feel ashamed. It realized that its weakness had a purpose. It realized that even though it could not carry water perfectly, it created something beautiful in another way. The cracked pot finally understood. Being different does not mean being useless.